Picture this: a quiet summer's day in 12th century England, in a small village called Woolpit. The villagers are going about their business, farming the fields, when they hear a strange sound. It's the faint sound of crying coming from near the old wolf pits that gave the village its name. But these aren't the cries of any children they know. Curious and a little spooked, they creep closer to investigate. What they find is something that will be debated for the next 800 years. Huddled together are two small children, a boy and a girl. They're clearly terrified, weak, and trembling. But that's not the strangest part. Their clothes are made from a material nobody recognizes. They speak a language no one has ever heard. And most bizarre of all, their skin is green. The villagers are stunned. Are they spirits? Fairies from the deep woods? They bring the children back to the village, but the mystery only deepens. The children refuse all food. They just cry and cry, looking completely lost. Days go by and the villagers worry they'll starve. Then someone has an idea. They offer them a handful of freshly picked green beans. To everyone's astonishment, the children snatch them up and eat them like they haven't seen food in weeks. Slowly, the villagers earn their trust. But tragedy strikes when the little boy, always weaker than his sister, grows sick and passes away. The girl, however, begins to adapt. She starts eating other foods, learns to speak English, and as she does, the strange green hue of her skin slowly fades to normal. Once she can finally communicate, she tells a story that is even more unbelievable than her appearance. She claims she and her brother came from a place called the Land of St. Martin. It was a world of perpetual twilight where the sun never shone and everything had a greenish cast. She said one day they were tending their father's flocks when they heard a loud, beautiful sound like ringing bells. Drawn by the noise, they followed it into a cavern, wandering through the darkness for a long, long time. Suddenly, they were blinded by an intense, brilliant light. When their eyes adjusted, they found themselves in the sunny fields of Woolpit. The sound of the bells was gone, and they were hopelessly lost, with no idea how to get back to their subterranean home. So what's the real story? For centuries, people have tried to explain it. Some historians think the children might have been Flemish immigrants, lost and persecuted, whose dialect sounded foreign. The green color? Maybe a dietary deficiency, a condition called chlorosis, which could be cured by a better diet. The land of twilight could just be their memory of living in a heavily forested area. Others believe something far more extraordinary. Were they visitors from another dimension that accidentally stumbled into ours? Or perhaps they came from a hidden civilization living deep beneath the Earth's surface. We simply don't have the answers. The story exists in that fascinating space between history and myth. The legend of the Green Children of Woolpit remains one of England's most enduring and haunting mysteries. It's a reminder that sometimes the strangest stories have roots in real events, even if we can no longer tell fact from fiction. And if you ever find yourself in Suffolk on a quiet evening, maybe, just maybe, you'll hear the faint echo of children's voices carried on the wind. What do you think happened to them? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed diving into history's greatest mysteries, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more. See you next time.